Dear Mr. Trump, my name is Alice Uhas, and I live in Eastlake, Ohio. It's a suburb of Cleveland. And I was going to write a letter, but I thought snail mail is just that, and I don't know when it would ever get received. And I'm sure you're being inundated with emails at the White House. So I thought I'd try a different approach, maybe to get through. I don't know if you'll ever see this. I don't know if anyone will ever see this. I don't know if this will end up in some junk email pile. But I felt like I had to at least try and get through, to get my thoughts and feelings through to you or someone on your staff. I'm hoping someone, whoever reads your correspondence, forwards this to you. Wishful thinking, probably. I'm sure there's, a bazillion emails that come into the White House. But I thought this would be a way that I could try and show my sincerity, not just with words, but you can see a real person, my face, and appreciate where I'm coming from. I hope. I live in Northeast Ohio, just east of Cleveland, in a little town called Eastlake. Ohio is currently, as you know, in a stay-at-home, shelter-in-place order. I live on a street that is kind of a pass-through. It's a relatively busy street, and I don't see that the traffic is any less than normal. And I had to go out of my house on Sunday to get some essentials, and the parking lot at Walmart was packed, and the traffic was like a normal Sunday. Everybody was out and about. The only difference is some of the restaurants along the way were closed. People are not valuing the gravity of the situation that we're in with COVID-19, the coronavirus. This is a pandemic. People aren't getting it. And I think part of the problem is that they're getting mixed messages. And I think that there needs to be a stronger message from the White House to stay home. And I don't think you're doing us a service by giving false hope that this situation is going to be over in a couple of weeks. Because I'm sure you have access to more information than the rest of us do. And we know that the experts are saying it really hasn't even peaked yet. It's not going to peak for another maybe 14 days, maybe 21 days. So how could we be coming out of this quarantine situation in that amount of time when it hasn't even peaked? I personally am a stage 4 colon cancer patient. I have metastatic lesions in my lungs. So I'm very concerned about potentially coming down with this virus and ending up in the hospital. I feel like I haven't fought colon cancer for 4 years to then die of this ridiculous COVID-19 virus. I've been in my house for almost 2 weeks, with the exception of one day that I had to go out. And I don't understand why. I've been trying to understand why people are not heeding the warnings. And I think the problem is incongruent information from the state level to the federal level. Who's right? Who's telling us the truth? Nobody knows. And I think I understand, Mr. Trump, what you're trying to do. I want to see the good in people, and I really believe that you are trying to not incite panic, and you're trying to instill hope. But I don't think this is the way to do it. To misrepresent really what's going on and make people think in a week or week and a half or 2 weeks or whatever that, this is all going to be behind us, and I understand the situation with the economy, but if people are dying and we're overrunning our health system, none of that matters. So please, just be straight. Just be straight with us. I was brought up, I'm 54 years old, and I was brought up to respect the president, respect the office, be a good patriot. An American flag flies in my yard all day, every day. To be a good American, that I'm the luckiest, I live in the luckiest place in the world. My mom used to say, "You are lucky to be an American." And I have believed that my whole life, that this is the best place to live in the whole world. But the way that this pandemic is being handled is making us look incompetent. Like the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. The world is looking at us and shaking their heads. They can't get it together. Please, change that. We have to change that perception for the good of the American people. Other countries have locked down countrywide. And I know they're not as big as we are here. We're a gigantic country, but lock down. Lock us down for 5 weeks. Let it flatten. Let the curve flatten out. Mr. Trump, I'm begging you. I have to believe that all the experts who you're talking with and all the reports that you're reading and all of the guidance that you're being given is telling you the truth, is telling you what we're really hearing from other sources. Please, just be straight with the American people. That's all I'm asking. Please, sir, come straight with the American people. This is an opportunity for you to show leadership. Take a hold of it. Show leadership and compassion for people, not just for the numbers on Wall Street. Because quite frankly, that's how it looks. That you really don't care about the people. It's just the numbers on Wall Street. And I understand how important the economy is. But people are dying. The people need to know you care about the people. And caring about the people is locking everything down and forcing people to stay in their homes so this can pass, like the locust. I'm really frustrated, Mr. Trump. I'm just a 54-year-old lady. I'm a nurse. I've been off on disability because of my cancer, so I'm currently not working on the front line. But my heart bleeds for all of those clinicians who are out there dealing with this. I have hearts hanging all over my property, on my porch, on my mailbox, on the deer crossing sign in front of my house, on a tree trunk in my yard. My hearts are hanging. The hearts for the healthcare workers. And I felt like there was something, I had to do something. What could I do? What can I do from inside my house? Well, I can show support by hanging the hearts, and I thought I can contact the White House. I don't know if anyone will see this, like I said, but I had to do something. Just as a person, as a human being. Please, Mr. Trump, come straight with us. I understand Wall Street, I understand the economy, but at some point, the people have to matter more. We have to get through this, and we're just dragging it out. We're just dragging it out by all these false pretenses that we're doing something that we're not doing because nobody's listening, because there's mixed messages. I listen, thanks to, our technology of today, I'm able to listen to governors across the country, to their press conferences, and the governors are serious. The governor here in Ohio, Governor DeWine, he's serious. But he's not using strong enough language to get people to really get it. I grew up in Detroit. I'm from Michigan. I listened to Governor Whitmer. She was serious and sincere, and I believed her. This morning I was listening to Governor Cuomo in New York. He's serious too. Their cases are increasing exponentially, doubling every 3 to 4 days in New York. And that's how it's going to be. So we have to all stay in, stay home. And, essential businesses are continuing to be open. And I think the essential business definition is being stretched a little more than it should be. I don't know. This isn't a rant. This is a plea. I'm pleading to you, Mr. Trump. Please come clean with what you really know, because I know that you have to know what the experts are saying. And giving a contradictory message to quell the nerves on Wall Street isn't helping us. It's not helping anybody. Because at the end of this current 15-day stretch we're in, it's not going to be over. And then what, are you going to add another 15 days and then another 15 days? Just say it like it is. We've got weeks to go. Weeks. Possibly months. 2 months? I don't know. But the longer that we don't heed the warnings and stay home and stay inside, as well as I know, the longer we're going to be in this mess. We have to stop it. And the only way to stop it is to lock everything down nationwide. Not willy-nilly on different time frames. I was listening to your press conference yesterday and all this, data analysis and having all these different time frames and different bell curves for different parts of the country. It shouldn't be that way. If everything stopped across the board, we could all be on the same time frame. Doesn't that make more sense than stretching it out and having naysayers and people having parties in their driveways and, they've had to close the parks? Now, I live right across the street from a metro park here in the Cleveland area, right across the street. And there's so many people in the park, you can't keep a 6-foot distance. What is that accomplishing? So now I think they've closed the parks. I think it could be handled so much better, with more clarity. And with more clarity, you'll ease the panic. But right now, it's something different every single day. Every day we're hearing something new and contradictory reports. And, it's going to be, 6 months. Oh, it's going to be 2 weeks. Oh, we don't know. Oh, we're closing this. Oh, we're not closing that. Oh, this part of the country is going to close. That part of the country isn't. There's more here. There's more there. It's growing exponentially here. It's not growing there. Can we all be on the same page? Please. Can you get us all on the same page so that we're all in it together? So we're all moving forward at the same rate? So our health system does not get overwhelmed? The statistic I heard in Michigan, and I didn't hear it in Ohio, was that at the rate we're going, we're about 2 weeks behind the crisis level that Italy reached. And with the population in Michigan and the rate of about 1%, right, of people heading into the hospital with potentially fatal disease is 1 million. And the number of ICU beds that they have in the state of Michigan is 250,000. That's not hard math. 1 million people who are sick, coming one right on top of the other in around the same time period for 250,000 beds. Let's stop it. Stop the madness, please. I'm just some lady from Ohio, and I can see it from my living room. And I just hope that somebody can get through so the government can do the right thing. Please, just do the right thing. I beg you. Thank you.